Jimmy shot a big, six bright orange 6-footer. He was real pumped up. He's like, "You guys are gonna mount that thing, right?" We're like, our first time. Like, this is normal. He's like, "No, that's a trophy. Like, you better mount that sucker."
Is there anyone in Emporia that mounts iguanas professionally?
Cody's available.
Cody is very. Right. If you like killing big bucks,
the final edit put my number on the bottom. Flashing.
You don't want that. That one in no ways but bad ways for you.
I mean, anyone.
Not because any girls are going to be calling.
Nope. Hey, is this Cody?
No. Hey, is this Cody? Hey, I wanted to talk to you.
Did we just become best friends?
Yep. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Drury Outdoors 100% Wild podcast, powered by DeerCast and a little
Bush Light.
Papa Top again.
Tim is drinking First Phorm Energy.
Orange Sunrise has got to be my favorite.
I'd say it's my favorite too.
If they ever came out with Raging Dad, like I suggested, then I would drink that.
Screaming Freedom, Raging Dad is the next evolution and energy drink name.
Raging Dad has twice the caffeine content.
I'd be out of control.
Dad's raging.
Think all the Tito's and First Phorms I could have. Never go to sleep.
I could see you doing like really aggressive yard work on something like that.
Man, I was speaking of being a dad, aggressive dad. It's like yard work this weekend was so nice. I finally got a chance to catch up on all that, all the yard work, all the leaf work, all that stuff, picking up all the limbs and all that stuff. And it was 2 days of it, and the very last, the last pile of leaves as I was getting ready to like kind of bend over to pick it up and just backward out. Like, what is
Miranda, I'm hit.
She had to put my socks on yesterday.
Were they compression hose?
No, just regular.
Okay.
But it's it's the weirdest thing. It was like out of nowhere, the back just went. It's like I turned 44 next week. You're 46.
Yeah, this year.
Like,
yeah.
God dang, well, there was no reason for that to happen.
Last year during turkey season, my buddy Tony and I were hunting his place, and after many sits, I went out to get the decoys to go move. And I was like, hey, I'm going to do like a James Bond thing. I'm going to sneak out there, crouching real low and just film me doing it. And so I get out there and I do a somersault and grab the decoys and come back. Well, little did I know in that process, I tore my calf muscle or sprained it or something because I was off running for the next month.
Damn.
Just doing something.
Here's why that happened to you, because you said,
Dr. Drury.
You said, film me do it. And look at me.
The kids will say, hold my beer. And then they do the thing.
Well, but they're filming all the time. You're 40 at the time. You'd have been 45. Like, you shouldn't be saying, film me. Like, that should just be for you and your buddy Tony.
I shouldn't get a faux hawk either.
Nope, don't do it. Nope, don't do it. Don't wear short shorts.
Oh, come on.
You're not a young guy like Ben here.
You're killing me, Smalls. Ben could get away with short shorts.
Oh, he's got them. But with legs like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the quads.
Yeah.
We used to have quads. Hey.
Hey.
Someone's that's got quads. Our buddy Cody Thurston is joining us this week.
I guess everybody has them, huh?
Yeah. Someone I knew, their quad just ripped off their femur, which is not the ideal scenario. You would like it attached, top and bottom. Mm-hmm.
Cody, that ever happened to you?
Back in the day, when I was hitting the gym, but yeah, unfortunately, not anymore.
Those are the worst videos, by the way, of people working out and a muscle ripping, and you see it like pull up inside under their skin. It turns into a ball. Or
I thought you were going to say the worst videos are people working out, and I was thinking those are the videos you put on your social media.
That's what you do. You dumb idiot.
I didn't want to be that guy to say it, but those are your videos, Tim. No, I've never seen you tear anything other than that old James Bond turkey video.
But it was cool, right?
I didn't like it.
So all that pain and anguish for nothing.
For nothing.
Doggone it.
Yeah.
Well,
hold on.
This is a house of learned doctors.
I don't know.
Dr. Drury.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's my diagnosis. Quit doing dumb shit for social media.
Terrible social media clips. Well,
That's the problem, though. That's why we aren't great influencers, because you got to do that all day, every day to get any kind of viewers, and I'm just not going to do it.
Nope. It's like I pretty much just come to the realization that I'm just going to do stuff that makes me giggle. And if it doesn't make me giggle,
your sense of humor, that's pretty much anything.
It's pretty sophisticated.
You can dream it, you can do it, Tim.
Hey, did you just make that up? Because that's really inspiring.
We're here for you.
So we didn't really
We're here for you.
introduce Cody overly well here. So Cody Thurston's been on the Drury Outdoors team. He's been Drury Outdoors team adjacent for probably 25 years with his old man, Mr. Contact Dan Thurston. But Cody's been with us probably closing in on 7 years now. You know how long?
Yeah, somewhere around then. But seems like longer than that.
Well, you've always been around it.
Yeah, I'm just curious if there was a rite of passage that your dad made you go through to like, all right, now you can join the boys.
Listen, if you've ever been around Dan, you know just being around him and tolerating shenanigans is a rite of passage.
Yeah, I think so. We didn't have a knighting ceremony or anything like that. I think it just naturally happened.
So, hey, some of the funnest times I've ever had in my life were at Dan's camp.
I can't
at the Lazy T.
Yeah, definitely. Back in the good old days, that's for sure.
That's right. So you're a big deer killer. You're there in Kansas. Kind of how far away from the Missouri side are you? Maybe are you a couple hours, or how far?
Yeah, 2 hours.
Yeah. So
yep.
You know, in the Kansas side there near like Emporium. No.
Yeah, south of Emporia, about 40 minutes.
That's close.
South of Emporia, out in the middle of nowhere.
So
45 minutes from Walmart.
In the middle of nowhere where all the big deer are. These guys every year, maybe except for last year, you said you had a tough season, but every year they're on big deer.
Well, and it's not just that. He's also getting children and friends.
160s, 170s.
Really big bucks.
Yeah, you're an animal. You took over the guide life from Dan.
Yeah.
I don't know about all that, but yeah, if I don't have any big mature deer to go after, I'm always, reminds me of like Dave Chappelle back in the day, like, does any of my friends have any good deer that we can go after or help them get on?
So Dave Chappelle is a comedian, I understand.
How Dave Chappelle enter the chat?
Dave Chappelle is a comedian.
Just like you.
Pretty much the same stratosphere.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so
if I don't have any big deer, don't have anything patterned, I always reach out to my friends, see if they have any we can get their kids on and make a game plan on any other deer.
I need some of these kind of friends. My friends are always like scraping the bottom of the barrel, shooting
because
spikes
of where we live. He's living in big buck country, but he also can't get a girlfriend because there's no girls that live there. So
unfortunately, there's probably 20 times as more cattle than women, people than where I live. So,
they're all heifers.
Ew.
Get a lady unless she's 280.
Desperate times, my friend.
Well, so if any of the
you and your mom are hillbillies.
I bet there's a lot of hillbilly women out, which, little Bellamy Brothers song, Redneck Girl.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's all right with me.
Man, some of those old country songs, like, they get kind of downright dirty.
Conway Twitty had a very graphic song.
I'm just waiting for the queen of my double wide trailer.
That's right.
Yeah, she's a queen.
Oh, gosh. Here we go.
Sammy Kershaw,
Next
when
up, the voice for Tim.
When Sammy Kershaw came to Nashville, people told him, stop singing like George Jones. And he's like, I'm not trying to mimic him. It's just how I sound.
It's just my voice.
It's like me. Help it. People tell me stop trying to sound like Dustin Lynch.
Yeah.
Spit an image.
It's good. Very similar. Very similar.
Well, we should say to the 3 women that listen to this show,
Cody's available.
Cody is and if you like killing big bucks,
the final edit put my number on the bottom, flashing.
You don't want that. That one in no ways but bad ways for you.
I mean, anyone.
Not because any girls are going to be calling you.
Nope. Hey, is this Cody?
No. Hey, is this Cody?
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to talk
Who's
to
the guy
you.
that kidnapped Joe Dirt? Buffalo Bob.
Hey.
Put some
But you
lotion
don't say
on the skin. Yeah, that whole thing. So we're
Then
gonna.
it turned out to be Tim. What, Tim?
Why else would I have a burner phone than to
I
make
know, exactly.
those kind of calls? Duh.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's something I do to pass the time. But
Tim put me down a pit and swing from his saddle over. Hey, man.
well, you think that's funny,
Yes. Hold on. Got it.
I love
Man
that's
down.
pretty stealthy being able to hang and hunt, but it's tough self filming and stuff from a tree stand, let alone putting a saddle and stuff up.
Hey, did
So,
you
no,
see
that's
in the
fun.
rack pack?
I hope fun, but it takes a lot to do it.
Did you see Cody in the rack pack where they put somebody created a picture of Perry with a little child's knapsack on his back and backpack, and Tim's the child?
Yeah.
Dude, hilarious.
Man, they pound you in the backpack, Tim.
I think it was photoshopped because I don't ever remember that.
You don't remember it?
No.
Man, I got a real big kick out of it. It was a pretty good Photoshop job.
It was plausible enough to make it funny and unplausible enough to make it funny.
And to your credit, you're like, I demand, what was it? Juice boxes and animal crackers. Yeah.
You guys have a part-time Photoshopper just for Rat Pack?
Well, no, that was a fan did it. That was just Joey.
Fan art. I think
fan art. Joey, somebody or another. And then Jim reposted it.
Yeah, we're going to get Funko Pops at some point.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, really?
No.
They're the bobbleheads of celebrities.
Okay.
So
I thought it was like a pork rind type, onion.
Oh, that too.
Fungo. What are those called? You know what I'm talking about?
They're Funyuns?
Funyuns. Damn it.
Funyuns.
I was close.
Of course I would know what Funyuns are.
I eat them all the time,
Funyuns,
don't
corn
you?
nuts, Casey's Pizza.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys have Casey's up there? You're in the middle of nowhere. Is there Casey's up there?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, every small town's got Casey's. That's the way the small towns survive.
That's right.
Casey's Pizza and
Dollar General's.
gas and diesel. Yeah.
Dollar General's.
Yeah,
Casey's,
exactly.
Casey's Pizza and Dollar General's.
I remember being shocked to
That's
find out
right.
that people grocery shop at Dollar General.
No, they're pretty big now. They make bigger Dollar Generals now that are full out mini Walmarts.
$1.50 General.
That's right.
Yeah,
Pretty nice. Scott, back in the day,
You
Scott
don't
and
have
I-
anything else, so we're going to give you a Dollar General.
Yeah. we had to get a week's worth of lunches and dinners there
Jeez.
during the rut 2 years ago.
I might see Scotty this weekend.
Where?
Heading down to Branson. And,
Oh, yeah?
yeah, we're going to try to get together.
Awesome.
And maybe Ingy, too, while I'm
Oh
down there.
boy, that's the
So
trifecta right there. I need to text old Scotty. I've been thinking about him.
You have
Hello,
to give
Scott.
a life update on him,
Yeah.
prior
shall we do it?
DOD 2 or life update.
now?
Give him a call.
Well, if we didn't have the TV taken up by another guest, I would try it.
It'll be funny if Cody just sat there as we talked to Scott.
we interview
for the
Scott.
rest of it. Hey, this is really interesting.
You said you waited 37 years. Well, guess what? You're going to wait another.
Yeah.
He's like Lindsey
Yeah.
Buckingham on What's Up With That.
I don't know that.
It's an SNL skit.
Lindsey Buckingham, isn't he the guy from, what's the band? Nope, not ringing a bell, that one. God dang it. What's the name of the band?
Fleetwood Mac.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There were so many better songs you could have chose. What song was that?
Brianna.
Nah. Oh, now I can hear it. Now I can hear it.
Mhm.
Sing it again.
Where the guy got the free truck and Welch's grape juice for life.
What now?
Remember the guy filmed it?
Filmed
That
what?
song, skateboarding to work and
Yeah.
drinking a big thing of Welch's grape juice or something.
Yeah, the Mexican guy or Hispanic. Sorry.
That's a deep internet
Yeah.
cut right there.
Dude,
it was cranberry juice.
Yeah, they ended
Ocean
up
spray
Yeah.
cranberry juice.
buying a house out of that deal. Like he's
Yeah.
out of poverty now.
Vibing.
Dude, it was a vibe. No, what was that song? It wasn't Rihanna. It wasn't Landslide. It wasn't I'll Name Them All. What's their catalog? Dang it.
It was It was Fleetwood Mac.
It was
that one.
I'm just trying to get the name of the song here.
Hey, I'm trying to figure out what the Fleetwood Mac song was that the guy skateboarding in the internet video with Ocean Spray cranberry juice was.
Dreams?
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be Dreams by Fleetwood Mac.
Cody
it's the
had
one
it.
that went viral with the skateboarding guy drinking Ocean Spray.
Thank
Classic tune.
Word.
Now I'd like to hear a little bit of it.
Got it.
I don't know. We probably can't with copyright violations and all.
That's only if people listen to the show.
Can't afford any more of those.
Can't afford it. That would be the other great move, is to have Cody on while we just watch internet clips.
I think it's hold on, man. That's a whole show, actually. That's
but if we just completely ignore
there's been quite a few successful shows like that.
Yeah, Rob Drydak, like that's how he made his whole career.
Oh yeah, I'll shoot video of me playing video games. We'll see how that goes.
Hey, there's the next multi-million-dollar idea right there is DoD bloopers.
Oh, well, most of the bloopers you can't show.
People have wanted us
You
to
guys just sit and talk about them the whole time.
Yeah, people have asked us to live stream our hunts, and I can't think of a more boring thing.
I bet people would watch it
to do. Maybe hot women.
I will say, like, if you're gonna live stream my hunts, say I hunted 45 days last year. I killed one buck. So there's a lot of nothing happening. Now, live streaming Mark's hunts and Terry's hunts and their careers, that makes a little more
You
sense.
could have a protein fart counter up in the upper right-hand corner. 36. We're only 2 hours in.
Sorry, Ben. Or maybe I'm not.
No, you're giggling.
Cody, aren't you glad you joined us today?
Oh, yeah. I told you, I've been waiting 37 years to talk with Tim on the podcast.
Oh, I've been disappointed before, but this is a highlight.
How long? 37 years ago, I was 9 years old.
So one of the things that we wanted to talk about was like you every couple of years go down to Florida for like spring break, you and your buddies, Jimmy, and who else goes with you? I'm trying to think. What?
Yeah.
Something just struck me.
Yeah, in 22 we went. One of my best friends that actually used to guide for Dad, Jeff Buds. He lives down in Florida now, and he has 120 Grand Slams. He's probably the most unfamous famous turkey guy that no one's ever heard of. But no, we go down there and hunt with him, and I. You know, the Osceola turkey is the only turkey in Florida. So if you want to get a Grand Slam, you got to do that. And I've shot mine back in college with Jeff. So every few years, I'll have some buddies that want to get their Osceola, and we started going in 22. And it was a windy day, and like 30-mile-an-hour winds, and we knew turkey hunting wasn't going to be too fun. And Shay was like, "Let's go iguana hunting." And I was like, I didn't know that was a thing, but it sounds awesome. Like, yeah, let's go.
Let's do that.
Luckily we were able to book a hunt like the next day. And we were still kind of didn't know, like, we're like, is this really happening? We met at like this lake that had houses on it in Florida. And he's like, yeah, the HOA signs up to have us go shoot these invasive iguanas, and like we're shooting them in people's backyards. And it's just like, we first started, like, is this really like legal? Like, are we sure this is okay? And we shot some, and we're like, but still didn't see anybody else on the lake.
Did it feel wrong?
And like,
Shane says it in one of the clips. He's like, this feels wrong. Yeah, like absolutely. Yeah, that was like the first group we were shooting, and we're like, is this still okay? And even Shay was like, this feels wrong. And so my experience when you say that, usually it is.
Yeah. And we still didn't see anybody on the lake, and we're shooting these iguanas, like still not sure if like this is completely like okay.
Well, what was the briefing that you got from the guide?
Don't hit a window.
Like because first, what kind of rifles are you using?
Yep. So they're just like air rifles,
Camo,
single shot.
Pellet, BB.
Yeah,
Air
they're
Tim.
pellets. Yeah, CO2 power.
A cool blast of air stun them momentarily.
It's sub-zero, so
Yeah.
they just fall out of the
Ooh,
trees.
freeze gun.
That's right.
Yep,
Silence.
yeah, CO2 powered pellet guns with suppressors on them. Which they're super quiet and super accurate.
Okay.
And so we keep on trolling down the bank line looking for some, and we see a Florida guy, an old man with his in his swim trunks and his shirt off, tan as can be, and we're like, oh crap, we see somebody, like we're gonna see if we're gonna get in trouble or not. But he's yelling at us. He's like, they're right here, get them. He's
boys.
like, my wife won't. Yeah, he's like, my wife won't let me kill them, but I want them killed. They're right here.
Got him.
So it's funny.
Whoa. Where'd that come from? So you got the HOA, they're all in. It's like a CWD of the neighborhood. It's like,
Yeah.
put 'em out.
Yeah.
And then you got the old man, his wife won't let him. He's a vegan, maybe. She's a vegan. Somebody's a vegan.
Ponytail.
Yeah, probably
He's
so.
not allowed to kill him, but he applauds those that do. So here comes Cody, Shay, and
That's
Jimmy on a boat full of
Hasty Midwestern boys.
air rifles and bad decisions, and here they come, and
That's right.
boom, they got him. Sounds like fun to me. So hell of a spring break.
Oh yeah. Yep. And then we start going down this canal, and there's houses on both sides of the canal, and we see like he was probably 6 foot. And the more they say, the bigger they are and the more quote unquote trophy they are, the more vibrant in color
Sure.
That's what she said.
they are.
What's this guy's deal?
It's okay, Cody.
And no, Jimmy shot a big, bright orange 6-footer. And the guide was like, he was real pumped up. He's like, you guys are going to mount that thing, right? So like, our first time, like, this is normal. He's like, no, that's a trophy. Like, you better mount that sucker.
Is there anyone in Emporia that mounts iguanas professionally?
Dan can do it.
No, but the next year we were like, yeah, it'd be pretty neat to mount one. So we were all in on finding a trophy and mounting it, but no trophies the second year.
Of a 6 foot.
They're not all trophies, all right?
No, they can't be.
Right.
But
I'm just going to stop.
It was a booner.
hitting close to home.
Booner
Huh?
iguana.
No.
So out of a 6-footer, how much of that is tail?
70% of it. Yeah, probably 70%, 80% of it.
All right.
That's what she said.
This is just, it could go this entire spring break.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm really holding back. I got to be honest.
Really being good.
Yeah.
When you guys got there and were getting the pre-hunt briefing, were you given any information on shot placement?
Oh, you try for the head because since the pellets, they don't explode or anything like that. But if not, you just keep shooting.
What?
It still works. I'm sorry, Tim. I'm a child. Once I get going on it, there's no turning back. You can't just turn this light switch off, son.
It's your genius.
It's a curse, frankly.
You're an artist. So like, how many are you guys headshotting these things?
Yeah, obviously
On
trying
a regular-
to. But yeah, it's kind of fun not to, and then send the guide out to go chase them around.
Well, that's kind of what I'm wondering about, because there's alligators in that water too. Like, how much splashing around you gonna be doing, fishing around for a dead or dying iguana?
Yeah, so they were on the bank most of the time, and we always had to make sure they knew what houses, like, we didn't have ethical shots at, like, if there's not an embankment to shoot into, we can't shoot. And there's a few houses where the lay of the land was like, if we shot at an iguana, we were going to hit the house, and there was like 20 in those people's yard.
They knew it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they know they're safe havens.
What kind of things did you like? Is there any iguana sign? Are you looking for scat? Or are you just looking for them?
No, I'm just looking for them. I mean, they have like big burrow holes, like armadillo holes all over the place, which they cause destruction, like armadillos and hogs and everything like that. So yeah, they not much sign besides they're just everywhere. Around water.
I heard they have
water.
They have a kind of like a mating call. It sounds like this.
I wasn't aware of that. I might have to try it next time.
Yeah, it's pretty well known.
That soft clucking.
You guys have done your research.
Oh yeah, a lot of research on this show.
We're going to be selling an iguana mouth call, a diaphragm call pretty soon.
That's right. Be your Shark Tank idea there, Tim.
Ah, yes. The tank. So do you see any gator? I mean, are you seeing any gators in these canals?
No, we might have seen like one or two, but
they're scared, obviously.
I think they
know better.
Yeah.
These guys got gamos.
Yeah. We got air rifles.
Air rifles.
Better get a gammo.
That's right. But that was in 22.
How many did you kill?
Like 30 some.
Holy heck.
That'd be like the most things we've ever killed, Tim.
Unless you go bow fishing sometime.
Yeah, it's a blast. It's game rich and fun. And yeah, obviously we can't do it anywhere in the Midwest. So
it's weird.
And then you can go on land too. Like last year we went on land. The guy's like, you've got a truck or a car, rental. And I was like, truck. And he's like, all right, we're going to be hopping some curbs and sidewalks and this and that. I'm like, golly, it's like, that sounds awesome. Wasn't sure, but yeah, we're shooting them in the Walmart like parking lot.
What?
There's next to
hope you're not wearing a Drury Outdoors hat while you're doing this.
Contact mister.
Wear a real tree hat.
So when you go on land, the trapper, he calls in the local cop shop and say, hey, we're going to be from like road whatever to road whatever.
We're going to be curb stopping some iguanas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You got full coverage on your rental, right?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
The convertible.
Because a lot of people call the cops.
Sure. You guys are riding around with what looks like a real rifle.
Yeah, right.
With suppressors.
And then, they'll say, there's a trapping. They're actively, trapping iguanas or whatever. And, but yeah, a lot of people honking and hollering and because these things have suppressors on them. And so, it looks like a tactical to gun of some sort.
You should wear a plate carrier while you do this. Just kind of complete the tactical outfit. What I'm going to ask a question that everyone in Kansas right now is wondering about. Did you eat them?
So we haven't yet, but you can.
What are you waiting on? That was 2 years ago.
We are always in a hurry to get back to turkey hunting. But no.
Tastes like chicken.
Yes. If they take people out and they don't want them, the locals will just come with coolers and load them up.
It wouldn't be any different than probably snakes or gators or people eat that stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm not one, but I know they do. Although gator bites and stuff like that, those are pretty good. Deep fry it. What the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Gator bites are solid.
I could see that being a Lazy D staple at turkey camp.
Yeah. I'm going to have to bring some back.
IG bites.
Say it's just if we're having a fish fry, but it'll be a iguana fry.
Throw some fish in too.
There's a small horn in this nugget. What is that?
That's right.
Do you make any boots out of these things, or what do we?
Pretty good.
Tim wanted to make a hat out of rats the other day. So.
Yeah, mice. Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
I'll bring some back and I'll shoot me your address, Tim.
Nope.
I'll next day you some.
I'll shoot it to you.
With no ice. You just get like a...
Bo would love that. You know it.
Bo would hate it. Sophie would be all over it. Bo's the kind of kid.
I got two of them. So it happens.
Cody, when you kill these things, does their coloration change much?
Yeah.
They go blue.
Yep, they go really dull. They all lose all their majority of their color and just can go dull.
So we were talking just before we started recording that a cold snap, they'll just start falling out of the tree. So Tim mentioned a iguana cast, a new product feature that we're thinking about launching in deer cast. It's just a layer you could put on and off. See where all the iguanas are falling out of trees.
Really just a temperature heat map. And
yeah, it's like if it's blue, that's when it's go time. You don't even need an airsoft rifle. Just take a hammer and hit them on the ground. Oh, this one's down.
A hammer in a Walmart bag. Let's roll.
But I've seen those videos on social media where it's like a cold snap and these things are literally just falling out of the trees. Have you ever seen those?
Yeah, then they take him to the dump, and then it warms up, and then the dump starts crawling because they'll come back a lot.
Creepy.
I'm not dead yet. Yeah, I would try. I would try eating an iguana.
Yeah, what the hell? Mm-hmm. Somebody knows how to prepare. I guarantee you, like the Swamp People guys, guarantee you they know how to make a good iguana.
I bet there's probably a lot of meat on that tail. You're trying. That's good.
I'm not saying anything.
No.
I'm sure there is.
You didn't.
So she said.
So do you have plans to go back, Cody?
Oh yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go back this year. In the next month or two. Might
I suggest maybe a contributing factor to your marital status? You're partially
Iguana
there.
Killer.
You're going to Florida on spring break, which is normal. But when you're going to Florida on spring break, you're shooting reptiles.
Listen, I guarantee you Cody could find a chick who is like a social media influencer that wants to go to Florida and be in a bikini shooting iguanas. There it is.
I'll be going in a month or two.
Just contact us on the rack pack.
That's
right. We'll slide into Cody's DMs.
Their relationship will consist of Cody holding her phone while he shoots video.
That's right. You only see the chick.
Get this side.
She's got practice. That's 200,000 followers on Instagram.
Hashtag iguana bra.
1 million on TikTok. You've never heard of her.
That's right.
But she looks great in a bikini.
Right.
That's Cody's next girlfriend.
Yes.
That's
Cody,
right.
We just solved your problem, basically.
Perfect. See, I should have been on here a long time ago.
Live at.
Yeah,
He's in Florida.
That's all I needed.
No, this is like a last ditch effort. This show. This is a last resort. We're full of good info. Everybody says it.
Well, other people's words, not us.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if we ever take
the shout out says we're full of good info. We get a lot of those. You should read the shout out. This segment of 100% Wild is brought to you by Stealth Cam. Check out the Revolver and Revolver 360 Pro cell cams, as well as all the other flagship models at stealthcam.com.
The episode with Perry, Wade, and Forrest are absolute gold. I enjoy hearing about the behind the scenes as much as the actual show. Not to mention, there's always a ton of info discussed on multiple topics. Excellent job as always, Matt and Tim. Thanks, guys. Steven Stauffer.
Yeah, thanks, Steven. See, a ton of info discussed.
I mean, where else are people aren't going to Joe Rogan to hear about iguana hunting?
I wouldn't be surprised, actually. I mean, have you listened to all 1,500
He did 5 hours on it last week.
What do you mean? 2,400. Yeah. So, hey, if you want to leave a shout out, go to wherever you're listening to this or watching it, leave a shout out. Jim will comb the interwebs and find it, and we'll read it on air. If you can, make sure and subscribe, share, like, join the Rack Pack. All those things help us out.
I think Cody's in the Rack Pack.
Oh, yeah. He's a Rack Packer.
Yeah. I'm here. I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm everywhere.
I'll have to leave you guys a good review. Just some nice words from that guy.
Yeah. Well,
that made you guys feel good.
Hey, get one of your friends to leave a shout out on your episode and we'll read it on air the next time. I'm serious.
Perfect.
We'll make that a requisite for coming on the show. It's like people. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to
give them a good review.
Coerce your friends.
Please. All right.
Well, no, it's nice that we've got someone who's organically in the Rack Pack and wasn't bullied into joining.
Yeah, he's an actual great Drury Outdoors team member.
Cody
you hear that? The rest of you slubs?
Nudniks.
It's good for cheap entertainment, the Rat Pack. Yeah, that's for sure.
It's free.
And for Tim memes.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Tim memes in the rack.
Oh
pack.
yeah, they do. I'm a real caution.
Cautionary tale. That's right. Don't want to get too famous too fast.
No, at this rate, by the time I hit 94 or so, I'll
Gonna
be right
hit 2,000 followers.
My hologram will be immortal.
Ah,
Should we help out our buddy Karen with the question of the day?
sure. This segment of 100% Wild is brought to you by Tracker Off-Road. On the trail, on the job, and on the hunt. Tracker Off-Road has you covered. All right. If you want to leave a question of the day, you can leave it in the rack pack or over on the Drury Outdoors website under the 100% Wild. You can leave a question of the day and we'll answer it, or we'll try. So Karen Farmer over in the rack pack, she says, what deer hunting rules or rule change would you like to see for Missouri? What rule change would you, what rule would change or catapult Missouri to number one or rival Iowa? Cody, do you ever hunt Missouri? Yeah, over in Kansas City side, right? You've hunted Missouri.
Yeah.
So what do you think? As a
I've got,
non-resident, what
by
rule
shape.
would you change? Because I have a feeling ours are going to be different.
I guess I would, and I don't know if it would make a difference or, you could say that anywhere. There's probably enough deer, but the 2 buck rule, I think that's nice to be able to have for a lot of people or some people. I don't know. Was it rifle season during the rut?
Yeah.
I always hear that. But that's can be a good thing for some people. So I don't know. I don't hunt it enough to really, I guess, have a educated answer to that.
Well, Tim,
First off, I want to say kudos to Cody for just being okay with saying, I don't know.
well, you have to have an opinion.
There's a lot of people online that don't wait until they have any information to form an opinion.
I saw a lot of that yesterday, actually. The MDC sent out their annual survey, and it has a lot of non-resident questions on it. And I can't believe the amount of morons I saw out there saying that Missouri's wanting to get rid of non-resident hunting. It's like their reading comprehension skills. And I know I take a lot of heat for reading these dumbass things that we have on these papers, but reading comprehension, I can do well. And it was not easy. It was not hard to see.
We're good for me.
It was not hard to see that they were talking about how we might affect non-resident hunting, not that we were going to stop residents from hunting public and private. Did you see any of that?
Yes.
It was amazing to me.
In fact, someone that we both know.
That's where I was reading most of it. And I'm sure they don't listen to this, so I don't really care if they hear it or not. I was like, Jesus, these people are idiots.
It's like, also you can edit your posts on Facebook.
Yes. And the one person just kept doubling down on it. No, you're wrong. You read it wrong. And you sit there and you read it like, you people look really stupid right now.
It just makes me think if you're like an administrator at MDC or any game agency, you're literally darned if you do, darned if you don't.
We ran into these guys at the MDC guys at NWTF National Convention. I promise, Karen, we're going to get back to your question here. But we talked a little bit about it, and we're going to go to a kind of a symposium here April 1st.
Are you allowed at symposiums?
Mm-hmm, and on just kind of what's going on. And I told them, they're in person in NWTF. They have a PR issue. No matter what they do, it's going to be wrong. People are so pissed about CWD and the handling of it. There's nothing that they can do ever that's going to be right at this point.
You could be that person.
No. So anyways,
that's going to smooth everything.
We got off track, but I think you say yours first on what rule or rule change would you like to see for Missouri to help it rival number one to Iowa? And I'd put Kansas up there too, honestly.
Yeah, so I've got a couple, and I kind of a vested interest in hunting Illinois, and then there's been a lot of talk over the years about reciprocal rates for
tariffs,
non-resident. I mean, it's kind of that same game, though.
It is.
reciprocal rates because it's so much less expensive for someone from Illinois to come into Missouri than it is vice versa. So that's one. The other is CWD regulations that prohibit people from putting out even mineral at this point. And
which is like a ton of counties.
It's a lot. And I don't know what that list is going to look like this year, but man, I wonder if the deer herd were healthier, if they had access to the minerals and this, we talked about selenium in the past, how important that is for deer. They're not getting it, just what that could do. And the fact that if you can have a mineral site in these areas where they do need to do more numbers mitigation, it makes it easier to kill deer. So it's kind of in line with some of those goals, but those are just a couple things.
I think I'm not necessarily on the hey, if Illinois is one rate and Kansas is another, like their residents would have to pay those same rates into as a non-resident for Missouri. I would have I'd raise the rate. I'd have it a flat fee, but I'd also have a draw system. Now Illinois is a draw system, and you pretty much always for firearms, and you always draw. Well, technically archery too, right? But you can get it over the counter because they're not selling enough of the tags. Mm-hmm. It used to not be that way when it was the heyday, right? But my point is like, I think if we had a draw system for non-residents, but it was still attainable, the amount of tags was still reasonable, I think that would help. Mm-hmm. I think if the tag price was higher, that would help. Yeah. I wouldn't limit, like the survey was kind of getting at, would you be in favor of non-residents not being able to hunt private lands or public lands? And they kind of went through all those different things. I really don't care about that. Like, I think they should have access to the public lands and all that. We have some great public lands, but I also don't hunt public land. So maybe a resident Missouri resident who hunts public land only might say, no, there's a ton of guys from Mississippi coming up or South Carolina coming down and over. And it's like, hey, if I had more access to these places, we'd be able to kill bigger deer. So I think those are a couple major ones. But for me, I don't see Missouri moving that gun season out of the rut. I just don't see that happening. But could we dial it back a little on the amount of gun seasons that we have? That's more attainable, I think.
And I think all that's tied to the CWD stuff and trying to mitigate numbers. But it's hard to keep up with the number of gun seasons we have now. As an archery hunter, I feel like I'm in orange most of the season. Once that youth season hits, and then there's like a early antlerless, and then it's firearm season, and then there's another antler or another.
You guys
youth
do have
season.
a bunch of seasons. That's different in Kansas. That's the one thing it's kind of confusing if you're starting just to start hunting in Missouri, all the different seasons. So
they're adding them every year. They're adding another one. That's the thing I would dial back.
It's gotten to the point where I leave permanently a blaze orange ball cap and a blaze orange vest in my pack.
For sure.
Just because there have been times where I've been walking to my stand, I'm like, oh yeah, I think we're in early antlerless right now. It's October, whatever. I
always keep a couple of each of those things in the truck during the season. Cause of course we got camera guys, if they forget or you never know, or maybe they remember they just didn't have it. So those would be my big, I think those would be a couple areas that we could potentially improve on.
Agreed.
So, and thanks for the question.
And we'll probably have those guys on from MDC to visit.
Yeah, I think that's part of the plan down the road here is to kind of chat a little bit more about what's going on there. But they have an impossible job. The amount of, I'd say, reasonable people that I see on social media that I'm friends with talking pure shit on MDC. It's almost 99% at this point.
It's the point where I'm like, am I missing something?
I can't believe it. They just won an award for the best conservation department in the country from the National Deer Alliance. It's like, okay, what are we missing here?
It's literally called the Missouri model. Yeah. The fact that we have this apolitical Department of Conservation that is funded by that 1/8 of 1% sales tax and does a lot of good. So
I don't know. I do know when we talk to deer biologists, they say CWD is 100% a real thing that we really need to worry about and be concerned about. And Missouri's just letting the science guide them. But I think it's the way in which some of the practices are happening that are upsetting people. The hunting from January 16th through March 15th, the night hunting, the deer,
the culling,
the corn, the culling, the
corning.
All those things. It's really upsetting people because it's like, hey, we're not allowed to do any of these things, but it's okay to wipe out the herd in the area. Like I get where people would be frustrated with that. So I don't know. I think MDCs needs to do a better job of talking about real world examples. Like a lot of people point to Wisconsin and how it was kind of muffled up there and kind of messed up, and that it still never kind of came back from that. Mm-hmm. But you hear about the mule deer population out west and where, entire population's gone. And it wasn't because of culling; it was because they died.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd like to hear more of that end of it, and what happens if you don't do anything.
It would be interesting to find someone who is scientifically minded and really opposed to CWD.
I'm sure
management
they exist. Ted Nugent talks about it a lot. I know there's different
scientifically minded.
No, not him. I'm saying he's got deer biologists that he follows or that he's friends with that he points to. Maybe some of those guys down in Texas. I don't know. I'd be speaking out of term if I was talking about it, but I know he references these guys as, hey, they call it a BS thing.
Yeah.
So
I want to dig into that because I want to hear the other side.
Yeah. So obviously every time I'm asked about it, I say, we're not educated enough, and that's Mark and Terry included. We would never say like we understand what it is or how it affects the deer. We're not deer biologists, but I would listen to a deer biologist tell me what it is and what it could do to the deer.
We're barely deer hunters.
We for sure are barely deer hunters. Cody is a great deer hunter, so
that's why he's on. We always have to have an adult on the show. Supervision.
That's right. What's next?
We do have some new Rack Pack members. Just a couple, though. I had to delete one.
Did you?
Yeah,
yesterday?
Last night.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I saw it come through. I didn't approve it because I was like, that doesn't seem real.
Doesn't seem like someone who's inherently interested in deer hunting.
Isn't it this name?
No, it was unpronounceable in the English tongue.
One of those.
Yeah. So we got Annan Davidson and Ryan Thompson. Hey.
So, reason why we only got a couple is because we've shot like 5 podcasts in the last week and a half. So,
a lot of shows.
Yeah. So we need more. We need more Rack Packers. All you got to do is go to Facebook, type in 100% Wild Rack Pack, answer a few questions. You will be entered to win nothing, but you will be entered into a euphoria of making fun of Tim, and that, my friends, is worth it right there. Isn't that right, Cody?
That's right. Rat Pack for life.
We need a hat like that.
When you say that, are you saying it with the number 4?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there any other way?
That's hardcore. 4. Yeah.
RP4L.
You got hand signals for that RP4L?
Ooh, a violence gang. I like. Wait, don't do that. Don't do that. You know better.
Spell blood. You ever do that when you were a kid?
Oh, I was in lots of gangs as a kid. Yep. Grape slushies, nunchuck masters. Hey, what just happened here? Man, we're going to get kicked off of Apple now. Show's no longer clean.
So, Cody, any closing thoughts for us? Expert advice on iguanas, deer, turkeys?
Everybody should go iguana hunting. Everybody should go iguana hunting if you go to Florida.
I want
What
to.
part of Florida was that, by the way?
We're turkey hunting around Okeechobee, but then you've got to go south for the iguanas. We're in West Palm Beach.
Oh, fancy.
West Palm Beach
shooting iguana.
Known for their iguanas.
Gated communities. All them rich iguanas.
Someday I might live in a gated community.
All fat and happy.
That's
Let's
the
kill 'em.
gold. They got some platinum grills and they're living the high life.
Wearing chains. These ghettos are rich.
Gotta take
Dodging
'em out.
iguana crap on the sidewalk. Sounds like a dream.
And you can shoot. You literally can shoot any invasive species when you're doing this. Like in the gated community, there's like these invasive ducks, like the Muskogee or something ducks. We were spotting and stalking ducks out in the pond and popping them.
That seems wrong.
Check the legalities on this here.
He says it's legal. It must be good. I'd like to say I've never done this. Never been a part of this.
Someone's got a Labrador Retriever.
But Tim does seem interested.
Very.
It's so fun.
I'm going to Florida on Saturday, actually, for the kids' spring break. But we're not. I couldn't convince Miranda to take the kids iguana hunting for some reason.
Well,
such a fun sucker.
You and Cam
I'll
just
shoot her a
away.
text.
Hey,
You don't even have to be like a hunter. It's just a target rich fun. It's like you're shooting squirrels in the backyard, but you're herb hopping and going in gated communities and road hunting in the city.
Do you bow fish at
It's a
all,
redneck's dream.
Cody? Roll down that window. Let her rip. Cody, do you bow fish at all?
I don't, but I've got buddies that do, and I need to make a bow fishing bow. Just have it.
hey, Tim could take you.
Come to
Tim
St. Louis.
loves bow fishing.
Captain Tony Cantrell.
Any excuse to wear a cut-off sleeve T-shirt.
Thank you. I was going to ask if I could wear one today.
You're not a man if you don't come to the next podcast wearing a sleeveless T-shirt.
Cody, watch this.
Do you guys ever want to shoot an Osceola?
I would. I think I would like to, but I don't like snakes, so I don't want that to be part of the hunt. And I hear they're
I never
everywhere.
saw a snake. But I can remember
They saw
when we've been hunting down there.
Aren't their gobbles kind of puny, or am I thinking? Merriam.
Like it's weird. Like you could see them more times, their head moving, than you could hear them gobble. I don't know if it's like the palmettos that muffle the sound or what, but yeah, you're right. You can't always hear them.
But yeah, I would like to do that.
Yeah, same. I don't necessarily. I
go about every other year and I take buddies that want to shoot an Osceola because Jeff, who we go with, I think he was like 69 out of 70 hunters. I mean, he's pretty much he's just calculated. So, because I see guys that go there and they don't get anything. And I'm like, every time I go there, I get one. I didn't know
Must be
sometimes-
shitty guides, and you got a great guide. Must be your skill set
Gotta be
is
the shooter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, Jeff is
He's
pretty
the man.
great. But
Next-
there we go. We can
next
plan a trip
episode,
and do some
iguanas and
hunting.
Osceolas.
All right, there you
There
go.
we go.
Tim's in.
And I can bring my guitar, and it sounded like you weren't happy about that.
Yeah.
And I'll
Whatever,
just
you can
play
see
Seminole
Kumbaya.
Wind on repeat.
See him kumbaya next to the anacondas, and
Just all John Anderson songs.
there you go.
All right, I've
We'll
had
sing
enough
Queen
of
of
this.
the Wide Trailer, maybe. Maybe she's out there.
Yep. And if you're interested in Cody Thurston, as a woman would be in a man given
Not as you
interest.
are. As a woman would be in
I
a
have
man.
platonic interest in Cody.
Yeah, hunting interests. Kansas, Florida.
Hey, Cody, what are you doing in October? You want to hang out?
Tim will invite himself anywhere.
I think the term is insinuate himself. Thank you.
Cody's a nice enough guy. He would invite you out.
Oh, yeah. That's what I take advantage of.
People that can't say no.
Yeah, I guess that'd be fine. You got to tell my little cousin she can't come hunt, but yeah, I guess.
The disabled person I was going to hunt with, I'll push them aside and let you come
There's
on.
always next year.
Yeah.
All
Hey,
right.
before
Always
we
next
leave, I
year.
do want to give Cody props. One quick thing. He reached out to me. This is probably a year. It's probably been maybe a little over a year about a young man in his community that is in a wheelchair, right? And he needed a crossbow to hunt. And so you know who I'm talking about, right? And he set it up. We got a crossbow for him. He delivered it. We did a FaceTime with him, just made the little man's, day and hopefully a year. And I still communicate with him a little bit back and forth on Instagram, but that's the kind of guy that Cody is. He does stuff like that every year. Not looking for any, props or pats on the back. He just does it because he's a good dude. So I wanted to give you a shout out and say thanks for doing that kind of stuff. And it goes a long way to a lot of people.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that and appreciate you guys.
All right.
Yeah, we didn't get Vince out this year, but yeah, we're definitely it's on the list for sure. This year.
Awesome. Well, good luck, Vince.
Yeah, or if you want to bump him for someone else that to come in and hunt, I bet sometimes that happens too.
Yeah. I think my buddy, I call him Deer Chub Joe, who we went hunting with the early season disabled hunt. Josh, shot that 170-inch 8-point.
Yeah. I think I just saw. I think it's going to be on Bow Madness. Or was that a gun hunt?
It was on, I think, Natural Born.
Born. That's what it was.
Yeah. Yep. So Joe's got a bunch of ground, and it's really well. I mean, you see that 170-inch 8-point in September. So if Cam and maybe Matt wanted to put in for the draw, Joe offered to take you guys.
Oh well, he did not say Tim though.
It sounded like, did you say Tim and
No,
Matt?
He said Cam and Matt.
We should just
It's really be hard to saddle hunt in those areas where he's at. Not many big trees.
The saddle hold you back again.
So I'll get the saddle iguana hunt, I guess. That's
hanging
my
from
speed.
a palm tree.
Tim, we can go iguana hunting. Tim, we can go iguana hunting.
Hey,
we'll go together. You just have to pay your own way, though.
Oh, yeah, of course.
What more do you want?
The consolation prize is the story of my life. Runner up, Tim Chelsvik.
Hey, not many people say they can iguana hunt and shoot an Osceola. Like, those are two rare things.
Yeah.
You could put that on the list. Yeah. You've done it.
I need something like that to define my life. That'd be great. Mm-hmm.
All right.
We shot some hogs too. Went bass fishing. It's just an all around.
Catching hogs, shooting hogs.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think there's been enough of this, Tim. I think that orange sunrise is getting to you.
All right. Well, gang, thanks for tuning in for another spine-tingling episode of the 100% Wild podcast.
Hey, I appreciate you, Tim, as a co-host.
As do I you.
I really appreciate our guest today, Cody Thurston.
Seriously, it's fun when
Thanks
people
for
play
having me,
along.
guys.
Cody's playing along.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's 37 years in the making.
Was it everything you thought it would be?
My dreams finally came true.
Well,
maybe that's why you're single.
Next time you come to St. Louis, we'll get you out bow fishing and we'll have you sit here and we'll do a show in studio.
You know what I want to do?
I'll get some matches on Hinge if I come to St. Louis. That's a good idea.
I want to do like a dating show with Cody.
That's right.
Where
Let's do it.
Comb the single female ladies on the Rack Pack and the listeners, and we set Cody up. I mean, here's the upside. You mentioned it. He's gainfully employed. Great guy. Tons of land to hunt. So, that's the positive above all else. Good guy. Great. He won't beat you. Okay. But he's got good deer to kill.
Not abusive.
We'll put the double wide on the 500 acres somewhere. And
that's right.
Domestic bliss. Sounds good.
All right. Well, I think we've had enough.
Yep.
Until next time, peace out.
Smell you later.
DeerCast is completely updated and better than ever. Prep, predict, and pursue your target buck with our detailed maps, weather, and 14-day movement predictor. We're adding new videos every week, so make sure to click that subscribe button and check out all of our amazing content. This episode of DoD TV is brought to you by DeerCast Maps, waypoints, weather, virtual rain gauges, and more. Every tool you need to get ahead of your game.